Hey everyone, you ever notice how people wait for the right moment to start? Like they're expecting some magical feeling to kick in, telling them it's time to move. But here's the thing, discipline doesn't wait. It doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, uninspired, or doubting yourself. It just demands that you show up. And that's where most people fail, not because they don't have talent, not because they're not capable, but because they're waiting instead of doing. So let's talk about true discipline. Not the kind people fake for a week before quitting, not the kind that only works when things are easy. I mean the kind that gets you through the storm. The kind that separates the ones who dream from the ones who actually make it happen. Motivation is like a spark. It's exciting, it's powerful, but it burns out fast. It comes in waves, unpredictable and fleeting, showing up when things feel fresh and new, then vanishing the moment things get tough. That's why you can't rely on it. If you wait until you feel like it, you'll spend most of your life waiting. Motivation might get you started, but it will never carry you through the storm. That's where discipline steps in. Discipline doesn't care about feelings. It doesn't ask if you're in the mood. It doesn't wait for the perfect conditions. Discipline is doing the work even when every part of you would rather stop. It's waking up early when the bed feels warm, hitting the gym when you're sore, showing up for your craft when the excitement has worn off. It's pushing forward not because you feel inspired, but because you made a promise to yourself and you keep it. The people who achieve real success, the ones who turn dreams into reality, aren't fueled by motivation. They are powered by discipline. They understand that motivation is temporary, but discipline is a choice made every single day. The champions, the artists, the legends, they don't just work when they're inspired, they work when they're tired, when they're discouraged, when the world doubts them. They move forward because discipline isn't about emotions, it's about commitment. When motivation fades, and it always does, discipline is the force that keeps you standing. It's the foundation that ensures you keep moving forward even when the excitement is gone, because in the end, it's not about how much you wanted it in the beginning. It's about whether you had the discipline to keep going long after the feeling was gone. Discipline is not about perfection. It's not about getting everything right every single time. It's about showing up no matter what. It's about making a commitment to yourself and keeping it even when things don't go as planned. Too many people think discipline means never failing, never slipping up, never having an off day. But that's not how it works. Discipline is about consistency, not perfection. Some days you'll be at your best, full of energy, sharp, unstoppable. Other days you'll struggle, dragging yourself forward, barely making progress. But here's the thing. Showing up on the hard days is what separates the successful from the ones who give up. The people who achieve great things aren't perfect. They have bad days, they make mistakes, they feel exhausted, but they don't use that as an excuse to stop. They understand that what matters isn't always how well they perform. It's the fact that they keep going, even when the conditions aren't ideal, even when they're not feeling their best, even when doubt creeps in, they still show up. Because discipline isn't about waiting for the right mood or the perfect situation. It's about making a decision over and over again to keep moving forward. It's about refusing to let a single bad moment define your entire journey. The truth is, the ones who win aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who get back up every time. They're the ones who understand that progress isn't about perfection, it's about persistence, it's about showing up, whether you feel like it or not, whether it's a good day or a bad one. Because the only way to fail is to stop. And as long as you keep showing up, you're still in the fight. Real discipline isn't about control, it's about freedom. Most people think discipline means strict rules, restrictions, and a life without enjoyment. They see it as a rigid system that takes away their choices. But true discipline is the exact opposite. It doesn't trap you, it frees you. It frees you from excuses, from weakness, from self-doubt. It gives you the power to take full control of your own life. Without discipline, you become a slave to your impulses. You hit snooze because you're tired. You skip the workout because you don't feel like it. You procrastinate on your dreams because fear whispers that you're not ready. But with discipline, you take back control. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect conditions. You act because you decide to, not because your feelings dictate your choices. Excuses lose their grip on you. Weakness stops holding you back. Self-doubt gets drowned out by action. Discipline is what allows you to push past fear and uncertainty because you no longer rely on motivation or external validation. You do what needs to be done because you trust yourself. And that trust? That's real power. That's freedom. When you are disciplined, you don't have to depend on fleeting emotions or outside circumstances to determine your success. You know that no matter what happens, you will show up. You will put in the work. You will push through. And because of that, you're no longer controlled by fear, laziness, or hesitation. You're free to create the life you want, not just the life that happens to you. That's why discipline isn't about control. It's the greatest freedom you can ever have. True discipline isn't built when things are going well. It's not tested on the days when everything feels easy and motivation is high. It's built in the hard moments, the moments when giving up feels like the simplest choice, when you're exhausted, when progress feels slow, when doubt creeps in. That's when discipline is either forged or lost. Anyone can stay committed when they're excited. Anyone can push forward when things are working in their favor. But the ones who truly succeed are the ones who keep going when everything inside them is screaming to stop. That's the difference. That's where true discipline is born. It's in the struggle and the discomfort, in the moments when your mind tries to convince you that quitting is okay. It's when you choose to move forward anyway, despite the resistance, despite the difficulty. Most people break when things get hard. They convince themselves that it's not the right time, that they'll try again later, that they need a break. But those who understand discipline know that the hard moments are the most important ones. They know that every time they push through, they become stronger. Every time they refuse to give up, they prove to themselves that they are in control, not their emotions, not their doubts, not their circumstances. Discipline isn't about what you do when it's easy. It's about what you do when it's hard. It's built in the struggle and the sacrifices, in the relentless decision to keep going even when stopping seems so much easier. Because in the end, those hard moments define who you become. Either you break or you build yourself into someone who refuses to quit. Anyone can put in the effort when things are going well. When the energy is high, the excitement is fresh, and success feels within reach. Working hard comes naturally. There's no real challenge in pushing forward when everything is in your favor. But that's not where discipline is tested. The real test is what you do when everything feels heavy, when progress slows down, when setbacks pile up, and when the excitement fades. That's when most people stop. That's when they start making excuses, convincing themselves that it's not the right time or that they'll try again later. But the ones who truly succeed don't operate based on how they feel in the moment. They don't work hard only when it's convenient. They show up, put in the effort, and keep pushing forward, even when the process feels brutal. When the obstacles seem overwhelming, when doubt creeps in, when results aren't immediate, that's when character is revealed. That's when true discipline is built. Because discipline isn't about doing the work when it's easy. It's about doing it when it's hard. When quitting would be the comfortable choice. When skipping a day feels harmless. When the struggle makes you question if it's even worth it. That's when you either prove your commitment or expose your weakness. Anyone can grind when it's fun, when the rewards are obvious, when motivation is there. But those who go the distance are the ones who push through when it's anything but easy. They understand that the hard days matter the most, because those are the days that separate the ones who dream from the ones who actually make it happen. Feelings are unpredictable. One day, you're motivated and ready to take on the world. The next, you're tired, frustrated, or doubting yourself. If you let those emotions dictate your actions, you'll never be consistent. You'll work hard when you feel like it, and you'll stop when you don't. That's why success isn't built on feelings, it's built on action. What you do every single day, no matter how you feel, is what determines where you end up. Too many people wait for the perfect mood, the right mindset, or a spark of motivation before they take action. But success doesn't wait. The ones who achieve real results don't operate based on emotions. They operate based on discipline. They show up when they're excited, and they show up when they're exhausted. They put in the work when they're confident, and they put in the work when they're full of doubt. Because they understand that feelings are temporary, but actions create lasting results. The truth is, if you only act when you feel good, you'll never accomplish much. There will always be days when you don't feel like it. There will be moments when you're discouraged, when progress seems slow, when your mind tells you to take it easy. But success comes from doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. It comes from choosing action over excuses, commitment over comfort. Your emotions will come and go, but your actions stay. And in the end, it's not how you felt that will determine your success. It's what you did. Feelings can lie. They can distract you. They can tempt you to quit. But actions define you. Actions shape your future. And actions, not emotions, are what separate winners from the rest. In the end, it's simple. You either do the work or you don't. You either show up when it's hard or you make excuses. You either push through or you let your feelings decide your fate. That's the difference between people who talk about success and people who actually live it. So next time you don't feel like it, good. That's the moment that matters most. That's when true discipline kicks in. And when you learn to push through that, that's when you realize nothing can stop you. Nod slightly, a small smirk forming. Now go do the work.